So you've started a keto diet, you've got all your keto food ready, you get into day one, your motivation's high, you've got a nice big calorie restriction, you're not eating a lot of food compared to what you used to, and you go through that process throughout the next 3 or 4 days and get yourself into ketosis. And that's great. Okay, once you're in ketosis, that's the whole point of being on a keto diet. Well, the main initial point of being on a keto diet. Then you find, come the next week, you get to work and you find halfway through the day, you just hit a wall. Your motivation's down. You've got no interest in doing the work you're doing. You're getting snappy with people. Your mood's depressed. You've got no energy. And you just generally feel like crap. So what's the problem here? Is it the keto diet? No. It's the fact that you've dropped calories down too low, too quickly, and your metabolism is, well, not quite ground to a halt, but for all intents and purposes, it may as well have ground to a halt. It's dropped right down because you've dropped the calories too far, too fast. Your metabolism has slowed way, way, way down as a survival mechanism because your brain thinks you are starving. So, guys, you don't need to drop calories severely at least when you start a weight loss diet. You only need to do it just a small amount and you will get some weight loss. You see, the challenge is that if you drop calories, look, first of all, just being on any diet is restrictive. You're not going to get the same foods you used to. And look, believe me, I used to be a lot heavier than I am now, and I would typically eat and drink whatever I wanted to eat and drink. And when you're on any kind of diet and you take all that stuff out that you're used to and that you enjoy, that's restrictive and that's hard. That's difficult. Even on a keto diet, which can mitigate a lot of those problems, it's still a challenge. If you go and heavily restrict just the amount of food you're eating so you just never feel full ever, that's a whole extra level of restriction and challenge that you really don't need. You don't need it for the mental game of losing weight, and you don't need it for physically for your body to be able to lose weight. Really, you only need a little calorie deficit from whatever amount of calories your body needs on any given day to be able to lose a little bit of fat. So there is a happy sort of middle ground where you've got the amount of fat that you require on average for your body to maintain a healthy body weight. So for you specifically, you'll be able to find that. I've got a calorie calculator table on my website. There's a link down below. You can go and check that out. It'll have you'll be able to check your age, your activity level, and your gender to see exactly what your calories should be for maintaining an average body weight. You only really need to go, well, if you're overweight now and maybe eating a lot more than the amount that you should be to maintain a healthy body weight, just going down to the amount that you find in the table for yourself and your own situation is already calorie restriction enough. You don't need to drop it way down lower than that. So if you're, say, just an average woman with average activity level, you might be on 2,000 calories a day to maintain a healthy body weight. If you're eating 3,000 calories a day and have done for a long time, and that's what's caused the weight gain, just going back down to 2,000 calories a day is going to be sufficient for you to start losing the weight. I guarantee you, it's going to be sufficient. You don't need to drop it way down to like 1,000 calories a day. I see some people saying, hey, do I need to go down to 1,000 calories a day? Will that make me lose weight quickly? Well, initially, yes. You see, if you go right down to 1,000 calories a day, the weight will start to come off quickly, and your metabolism will start to switch off quickly as well. Your body thinks you're in famine mode. It drops your metabolism way down. You'll get lethargic. You'll get tired all the time. You'll have no motivation. You won't want to do your work. You'll be preoccupied thinking about food. Okay, your mood will probably be depressed. I know that I get that a lot if I'm hungry all the time, and that's what makes me fall off the diets, is if I'm just hungry all the time. So don't go too low, because you're not going to enjoy the diet. You're not going to get the results you want, because your weight loss will plateau very quickly as your metabolism slows down, and you'll fall off the diet. It's what I've done when I was trying to figure out what worked for me. Now, like I said, there's a happy medium between not losing any weight and having calories so low that it's detrimental to your weight loss. That happy medium is either starting off at the amount of calories that is good for you to maintain a healthy body weight. Remember, before we were saying that you're probably a lot higher than that now, so just coming down to the amount you need to maintain a healthy body weight should result in weight loss to start with. And if you want to, just drop that by 10%. So if If you're an average woman, you're on 2,000 calories a day, drop it 10% down to 1,800 calories a day and just see how you go. The weight loss should be sufficient. If you really want to drop it a bit more, maybe go another 5%, maybe another 10%, but seriously, don't push it further than that because you will run into problems. If you're on 1,800 calories a day and you're not feeling super hungry, you're feeling okay, you've still got some energy, and you should do on a keto diet. A keto diet is really good for keeping you motivated and keeping your energy up. You don't get the midday slump. And while you're still losing weight at 1,800 calories a day, that's great. Just leave it at that. The problem is that if you go really low and your metabolism basically stalls and your weight loss stalls, you've got nowhere to go. You can't just drop calories further to keep the fat coming off because you're already on really low calories. You know, what if you're 1,000 calories and your weight stopped coming off after a week or 10 days, and you go to 500 calories a day? Yes, the weight will come off if you go to 500 calories a day, but you'll be dead pretty soon because 500 calories a day isn't enough really for you to maintain any kind of quality of life. So if you're on 1,800 calories and eventually the weight loss stops after some weeks or months, just drop it another 10%. Okay, you've got the tools to be able to do that. You've got the leeway to be able to do that. You haven't dropped it so far so quickly. So, guys, that's a really important point, that you don't drop it quickly so that you get continued, sustained weight loss and you've got the ability to drop it incrementally further when the weight loss does start to slow down or stop. And that's extremely important. And the other thing is that if you drop the calories way too low too quickly, you're going to be miserable. You're going to be hungry all the time. You're going to be preoccupied thinking about food instead of doing your work or taking care of your kids or whatever it might be. I know because I've been there and I've done that, and it's not fun, and that's when I fall off diets. And, you know, I'm probably fairly similar to you guys, and if I'm falling off diets from preoccupation with food, then I imagine a lot of other people will as well. And the key is to not drop calories too far. It's to just drop them incrementally as you go. Does it mean that it might take, well, let me rephrase that. I understand that a lot of you will want to drop calories really quickly to get a fast weight loss, but it could result in a weight loss plateau fairly quickly, and you are going to have an iron will to push through all those horrible feelings of being miserable and lethargic and hungry and demotivated all the time, and I recommend that you don't do it. So if you have any questions or queries about restricting calories on a keto diet, then please leave your comments the questions in the comment section below. And if you got some value from this video and some entertainment from it, please like, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys on the next one.